This episode of Chamber Chat is generously sponsored by Right Business Technologies. Introduce our first guest. We have joining us today Champagne Cat. If you'd like to introduce yourselves.
My name is Guardino, also known as ChampagneCat.com, the creator of ChampagneCat.com.
Kristin Guardino.
Megan Davenport Guardino.
Awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Champagne Cat and how it started and what was the inspiration behind the concept?
Champagne Cat started a little while ago. I was thinking of creating a cat. Having been involved with fathers at large and children, I thought I'd like to create an image other than my own image to communicate with kids. So I created a cat. And I asked my daughter, what do we call this cat? I had different concepts. Family had an ice cream business years ago, 1900, and they had two patent products, Charlotte Rose, Roos, and Mellow Roll. Mm-hmm. So I thought maybe we'd call it Mellow Roll, Charlotte Rose or Roos. And my daughter said, what does the cat look like? I said, he's going to have a top hat and a bow tie. She said, that sounds like champagne popping. And I said, Champagne Cat.
Yeah.
And that's how Champagne Cat started.
And Megan being your daughter.
My daughter, and so I took.
How old was she? I'm sorry.
Oh,
how
she
old
may
was
have been. She was in elementary school.
Okay.
And I took the image of the cat, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
to her school and had all the kids surrounding. It was a focus group.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "What do you think of this image?" And they all smiled. And I said, "You know what it's going to be called? Champagne Cat."
Do you remember
eyes,
that?
I do, yeah.
eyes lit up. And so we kept the name, Champagne Cat. Went from Champagne Cat, created Mama Cat, Charlotte Rose Cat, Computer Wise Megan Cat, Cinderella Cat. There are about 20 other images that I created. And they're all in our book, Champagne Cat book. It's on our website, ChampagneCat.com, and the comic book. And we created a number of products, T-shirts, using mainly Champagne Cat and Charlotte Rose. Mm-hmm. And our whole objective is, my objective in life, is to pass on messages to children, as I would have wanted when I was a kid. And one of Champagne Cat's motto is, if it seems stupid, don't do it. And then another one is...
Sound advice.
Sound advice. It's great advice. And another one is, eyes full of love, not hate.
Again,
I want kids to understand that. You can have eyes full of love, stay away from hate. Mm-hmm. And the other one is, when I'm liked, I feel good. When I like myself, I feel better. Mm-hmm. And these are some of the mottos of Champagne Cat. Our main objective is to get kids to understand they control their destiny and don't do anything stupid, and try to have eyes that smile with love. And so that's the basis of Champagne Cat. And our objective also is to go into hospitals and give children hospitals a T-shirt and a doll. And when they squeeze a Champagne Cat doll, they're going to hear, love you. Love you. And that's our objective. I used to put shows on in children's hospitals when I was working with a comic. And I saw the difference in someone, an adult, who had love for these children. They're lying in bed with tubes in their arms. And you just bring a little smile to their face. Mm-hmm. And their healing immune systems are charged up. And I think that's Champagne Cat's objective. Mm-hmm. Just to bring happiness into the lives of children. And as an ex-veteran, VFW, Veteran of Foreign Wars, we're doing the same thing with veterans who who have been crippled in hospitals. We're giving them T-shirts as well. And that's our champagnecat.com objective.
Okay. Well, that's a big goal. That's a big task. So, what has happened since you started? You've had a few projects. You have a book. So how has the message changed or evolved?
Right. We have a book called Pass On the Little Blue Ball, teaching children that Earth is their responsibility, and they have to pass on the little blue ball, clean and shiny as they would want it to be passed on to them. And the book is 26 pages. I give the kids 5 billion years of Earth, the origin of Earth, in 26 pages. And it works. They read the book and they, little blue ball, that's Earth, isn't it? I said, that's right. It's planet Earth, and that's our planet. And we're responsible for planet Earth. Don't do anything, don't damage it. Clean it, shine it up, and pass it on to the next generation. And so we have that. We have a...
and where is that available?
Right now it's in the local public libraries, and of course on champagnecat.com. You can order it either through, what is it, how does it work on when you can get it through the...
We have it in an ebook as well as in a softbound version, which is...
But they can check it out at the Montgomery County Library System?
They can get it for free
all
and
the
read
libraries
it and enjoy
it's
it.
registered with the Library of Commerce. So it's a book that's been accepted as a teaching book for kids to understand. We're all together on one little ball, the little blue ball. And so we're all together. We're not different. We're all traveling on the same ball.
How long ago did the book come out?
Well, we published this. The first edition was 2019. We did another edition where we had it reformatted a little bit so that we could get it into the libraries, and that came into the library just really a few months ago.
And they loved it. They loved it. And from what I understand, the kids are taking it out and reading it. And it is a funny book. I mean, it's not belaboring, Earth 5 billion years ago. And the kids are going to say, oh my God, I'm only 10 years old. I have to now go back 5 billion years. So, but it's condensed.
The goal of the book is to teach little children to keep the Earth clean and as shiny as it was when they got it.
And how Earth started.
And pass it on to
the
next generation.
I talk about the Big Bang and all the little balls. And there was one special little ball, the blue ball. Yeah. And it's found a big, shiny ball. Our sun. And circled around it and said, man, this feels good. And all the food was delicious. And how little things began to come alive. So small that even the little things couldn't see them. Some were so big, dinosaurs, you could hear them moving. Thump, thump, thump. And that's the story. And then we have Champagne Cat and Charlotte Cat cleaning Earth.
In the story.
And saying, that's with a mop and a broom. I mean, this is physical. This is not just, I hope it's clean. You got to work at it. Yeah. Kids, this is your planet.
So that's a pretty recent, in the history of Champagne Cat, that's a pretty recent development. What other things were done during your...
I've also created a game board where children are taught to eat healthy food. Food that has nutritional value. I'm not saying stay away from ice cream, candy, and apple pie, but limit it. And think about health, exercise, eating food that is going to benefit their bodies for the next, hopefully, that generation, 110 years.
And you said, I think, that was a board game. But do you have plans to do something else with it?
We would like to turn that into an app that children can play on their electronic devices of all kinds.
To learn how to make healthy eating choices.
Right.
Okay.
So help parents teach their children.
Do you remember that game?
Yeah, I do remember the board game. I mean, it was such an iconic thing in my childhood. And I think Champagne Cat came from my father's happiness and sharing his happiness with me. And then, broadening that circle, bringing it to my classmates. And he's been so driven on his own to expand the message of happiness. And it's evolved with our times of, eyes of love, not hate. What a poignant message right now that, especially in the world, all the stuff happening and, eating healthy and caring for our planet. And the baseline of, if it seems stupid, don't do it, kind of looking back at some of the things that we might have taken as for granted of decision making, really kind of using these mottos to kind of help us move forward in a more positive way and share the happiness and pass on the little blue ball and pass on a smile to a stranger with smiling eyes, especially when your face is covered with a face mask. Smiling eyes can go such a long way in our times that we're living in right now, that I think it's really exciting to kind of see it all coming, to the flash and out there
Right.
in libraries. I mean, that's
I
thrilling.
remember a kid came up to me, a little girl, and she said, "What do you do?" And I said, "I make people smile." And she smiled. And I said, "Isn't that interesting?"
It's infectious.
I wonder if she got the point. She did, and she smiled. And that's what Champagne's, if you see the image, by the way, you can go champagnecat.com.
Mm-hmm.
If that face doesn't make you smile, I don't know what will make you smile. Eyes dilated, big smile, Champagne Cat and Charlotte Rose smiling. And that's the objective, to bring smiles to children and give them a sense that life could be a happy place to exist, but you have to participate.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just sit back. Make other people smile, and you will smile as well.
Definitely.
And that's champagnecat.com.
Why don't you explain the concept of the circle?
Well, that's a lot.
Maybe that's for
circle is,
another program.
yeah, happiness is being round came about. That
And
point-
that's like the tagline that you
the
use.
Champagne Cat is round.
Happiness is being round.
Happiness is being round.
Okay.
And the basic idea of being round, you are in control of your entire parameter, circle, circumference. It's yours. Don't let anything else break into that circle, because then you're going to become vulnerable. Protect that circle. It's only created by you, the circle. And not your mother, your father, anyone else is part of that circle. They're part of your bigger circle. Their circle is part of the bigger circle, mom, pop, people around you. But your circle, if you create your own circle and keep it strong, you won't have a problem with someone losing or leaving your circle. Then your circle is open and you're vulnerable. As long as it's your circle, no piece of that circle, when it leaves, will create an emotional negative effect on your life, because that's your circle. You created it, and you'll live through eternity with your circle. Make sure you're the only one that creates your circumference.
Mm-hmm.
You depend on someone. If that someone is not there, you become miserable, uncomfortable with living. And people, unfortunately, kids, when something is taken away from them, they have nervous breakdowns. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's your circle, no one can take a piece of that circle away. So Champagne Cat, the whole idea, happiness is being round.
Keeping your circle happy.
Circle. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, keeping your keeping your circle happy
Yeah.
is
That's your job. You're the only one that can keep your circle happy. No one else can do it. If you're depending upon someone else to make your circle happy, you got a problem. But once you say, it's my circle, I can control it entirely,
And
that's
feed it with nourishing food.
That's right.
And other happy
You're
activities.
responsible.
And
You're responsible for your circle. If you depend on someone else to help that circle become whole, you got a problem. It's your circle. You're responsible. And that's happiness is being round. Circle. Champagne Cat is round. Go to champagnecat.com. You'll see he's round. All the faces, the images that were created, they're all circles, round, to make the point. Happiness is being round. Round is meaning the essence of you.
And think about being a parent or a newlywed or someone getting ready to create a family. Mothers get overwhelmed all the time. You need to have your circle. You need to have what you need to make yourself healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're inviting a new child into your life or a spouse or friends or anybody, you're letting them into your circle. You're making a new circle for them to be in. But your circle's got to be strong. Otherwise, you're going to be weak when it's broken. And it's just it's just sort of a way of thinking. It's not a perfection, but it is a way of
It's not
of
being
your
selfish,
own
by the way.
well-being.
You're not
Right.
being selfish. Your circle will accommodate many more circles in the bigger circle if your circle is totally controlled by you. If you have a weak circle and other people are part of your circle, you will never, ever have the ability to create a larger circle where other circles can enter.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can create an image of the power of your circle, you will draw into the bigger circle people who are also have that same power. Their circle belongs to them, only them. And they love other circles, but other circles are not able to enter into your circle.
Mm-hmm.
It's yours alone.
You've got to have some boundaries, basically, of yourself, you know. So
That seems like a big concept.
mm-hmm.
Important, though, that you're responsible for your own happiness, your own success. So putting it in that term
Mm-hmm.
of a circle probably helps kids
Mm-hmm.
internalize that.
Right, right.
And the main thing we're trying to do as we get older is pass on whatever we have learned to help other kids. And we read Plato, philosophy. They passed on information to us. The founding fathers passed on a dream to us.
Mm-hmm.
And every generation, as they progress into their own longevity, as Martin Luther King said, longevity is something to be desired. As you get older, you have a responsibility to younger people to try to pass on a little knowledge.
Yeah.
The great philosophers did it. Founding fathers passed on an American dream. They didn't participate in that dream. We participated in it. They were long gone when the dream finally took hold.
Yeah.
So that's our responsibility as parents, but to show parents that we're strong. We have total control of our circle.
Our circle.
Mother has her own circle, totally controlled. She's not dependent on anything other than you being in her bigger circle.
So on that note of leaving something to kids, what are the future plans? Like what's happening next? And also how, if people want to get involved or know what you're doing, how do they reach you?
Okay.
Obviously champagnecat.com.
Well, they can reach us at champagnecat.com, info@champagnecat.com or info@champagnecat.com.
Yeah.
And our future plans, we've got a coloring book we've developed. We're putting that. We've got a doll that we're working with manufacturers to create. We initially wanted to go into hospitals and provide all of these items for free for children, which COVID shut down completely. So we did shift, and we are doing things with the VA and providing those things. We
Yeah,
always are giving our things away. So we're hoping that people will come and purchase some of our T-shirts and
Maybe
things
you'll
to help
still be
us.
able to get back into those hospitals.
Oh,
too,
we
so.
absolutely
Yeah.
intend to do everything
and
we
if
can.
I have a minute, I wrote a song called "Everyone Loves America," and we're planning on animating it. Champagne Cat and Charlotte Rose in front of a group of my other cats, and talking about America, a dream that was passed on to you and me, kids, and it's our responsibility to honor and protect this land of liberty, this dream called America.
And that'll be available on your website when you have it ready?
It's
should
going to be
available
animated.
now, yeah.
All
Oh, the
right.
animation.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
going to be
absolutely.
animated,
Sure.
a book and animation, where we're going to have
Yeah.
kids. So at the end, we love America, saluting once again, as I did when I was a kid in school.
And we have a subscription service that we're planning on putting content up for children as well.
Okay. Well, it sounds like, I mean, obviously you have a passion for everything. And if people want more information, they should go to champagnecat.com. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing everything with us. And we will be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.